Guys, Reolink has done it again. They've taken my all-time favorite security camera they've ever made, and they've combined it with this epic floodlight. And wait until you see what it does at night. It is completely and totally epic. Now, before you guys all run away in fear because you think this is just some random review on YouTube, let me show you something. If I pan up right here, you'll see that there is another Reolink camera right there. Got two more over here. Got one up here. Got one right over there. I've got one on that corner, and we haven't even covered the front of the house. I have a 16-channel Reolink PoE system that I purchased with my own money over 6 years ago. I installed it myself. This was before I was making videos on YouTube, and let me tell you, it has been rock solid. Since then, my parents got a Reolink system for their house. My father-in-law got a Reolink system for his house, and that was all just because of my recommendation for how well these all work on my house and continue to work. I'm a firm believer that you get a fantastic bang for your buck with Reolink. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have spent my own money on a system for my whole house. 16 channels nonetheless. So I was privileged a year or so ago to test Reolink's then latest and greatest, the Argus 4 Pro camera. And I was quick to accept this year to test out this new Floodlight camera that basically has the camera body of the Argus 4 Pro paired with these awesome lights. And I think once you see the testing here, you'll agree that this is a fantastic proposition. Don't take my word for it right now. Stay tuned because we've got all the testing that everyone loves to see on this channel. Before I get into the testing of this though, I need to tell you something that is probably one of the biggest factors that sold me on Reolink to begin with back in the day. And that is they do not have subscriptions that they force down your throat in order to make their cameras work. I absolutely despise subscriptions. They eat me alive. So the fact that Reolink allows you full use of their app, their camera, gives you the ability to do local storage and not force, subscriptions down your throat to make the storage function work or something like that, or the app, work or watch your recordings or whatever, is just huge. So forgetting how nice their hardware is, which you'll see here momentarily, that fact alone, I think, deserves some serious consideration and support for a place that is not trying to do a money grab from you every single month. Let's unbox this camera. Looks like we've got some documentation. Here's the camera and lights themselves. In this small box, we've got this little wrench tool. We've got a packet of hardware and wire nuts. We've got a bracket, and we've got a USB Type A to Type C cable. And it also comes with a nice long cable that just plugs into a standard outlet and then gives you some wires that just hardwire it in. Okay, before we mount or do anything with this camera, it says we need to initialize it and get it connected up to the app and whatnot. So to do that, we just loosen these screws and this little door will come off. And we simply take the USB cable that came with the camera and we plug it into the port right here. And it's a little hard to see on the camera, but there's a little blue light right here that lets us know that it's receiving power and booting up. And then the other way that you know it's ready to go is it starts talking to you. Talks a whole lot in a bunch of different languages. So it's telling us to get the app out and set it up the rest of the way there. Reolink has really done a nice job with their app, and I'll go into more detail about that. But for now, we're going to hit the little plus button right up here in the top right. And you can see it's ready to scan. So we're just going to come down here and scan the little QR code here. We're going to go ahead and configure the Wi-Fi because it's a new device. We've powered it on with the USB, so we'll go ahead and hit next. And it's asking if we're hearing the voice prompt, which we are. We'll hit next. And now it wants us to input Wi-Fi information, so I'm going to do that quick. So now that we've added the Wi-Fi, we get to create a device password. Next, we get to name the new device. I'm going to just use backyard here for a minute, and we're all done. After adding the camera to the app, now would be a good time to install the memory card if you have one, which I would highly recommend, so you can get some recording on your camera. And then we'll go ahead and reinstall the cover and screw it on. So now it's come up with a guide for how to mount the camera, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start that. It says where are we installing it? We're going to go ahead and say United States. I'm going to be mounting mine to a wall. It's asking if we have a junction box. I don't, so I'm going to say install without junction box. So be sure and turn off the power. I'm going to be using the power cord that plugs into an outlet, so I just won't plug it in. So we have no power. Next. Now it says we need to install the bracket. Anyone that's been part of the channel for a little while knows that this is where I like to test a lot of security cameras because it's got a great view of the yard, and I know specific measurements out from it to test different things, which you'll see shortly. So for this testing, we're going to be mounting the bracket just here on the wood. Notice that it does tell you a direction. It also says that in the instructions. And then notice that they also provide you a little bubble level up here on the top, which is very convenient. So you can get it dialed in for level. And the camera comes with a variety of little baggies of different things. Anyway, to mount that bracket, we're going to use baggie C. Pro tip, put this center screw in first, and that will hold the bracket in place while you adjust, and you can then get the bubble perfectly centered. Then you can go ahead and lock the positioning in with the other screws here. It's the little things that can really go a long ways, and Reolink is knocking it out of the park with this. Check this out. They've included this little nylon string right here and engineered a little hook on the mounting bracket, so you're able to hang the camera here because you've got to mess with wire connections and different things like that up here, and allowing this to happen allows you to use both hands freely while still holding this close to proximity of where it needs to go. Really, really good job, Reolink. This is making my life so much easier. I'm going to be using the included cable that plugs into an outlet, and I want to demonstrate how this little port works. So I'm going to remove this little stopper so I can get my cord right up through there. And then wiring is very simple. We've got black, white, and green. And if you look at the wiring from the camera itself / light, we've got black, white, and green. So we just match up the colors and use the included wire nuts to make that happen. Okay, we've got the wires all connected here. So next step is to mount the actual camera up onto the bracket here. And that's done by using these screws from little baggie D. And they just go through those 2 holes you can see right there. And they screw into these little ports right here. Okay, so there it is all mounted. And it comes with these little white covers, and you're able to insert that and really clean up the look so you don't have those big screws sticking out there. We'll get these adjusted here. It won't be perfect, but we'll get it somewhat set here. I'll go ahead and remove this lens covering now. All right, we're all powered up. And if you take a look here on the phone screen, you can see that we're getting just this impressive field of views. You can see me over here on the far side. I'm standing almost, not quite, 90 degrees off to the side of it. So that is very impressive. So now I'm off to the other side, and you can see I am pretty much 90 degrees, maybe a little more actually, on this side behind the camera. So I'll give you a full tour of the app momentarily here. Let me show you 2 things that you need to be able to see. First is this button right here. It's the siren button. So if we push that and push this, you can hear it triggers a siren out of the camera, which is pretty cool. And then right next to that is the little flashlight icon. If you tap that, that triggers the floodlights. And there's automations you can set up so the camera can trigger the floodlights itself. This is me checking the audio quality facing away from the camera, about 2 feet away. This is me checking the audio quality of the camera. I'm standing about 10 feet away, not facing the microphone. This is me 10 feet away now facing the microphone. This is me about 15 feet away facing the microphone. And this is me facing the microphone about 10 feet away. So I'd say that audio quality is pretty darn good. And then it is 2-way audio. So I can come down here to the app and push this talk button. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of feedback, so I'm gonna leave my microphone over here, and we'll check the quality of me talking to someone through the camera. This is me checking the audio quality on the speaker of the camera. It's really not too bad. It's actually very, very loud for such a small little speaker in this camera. I'm gonna walk across here, and you're gonna see where the images are stitched together, because it actually stitches 2 images together to create this image. Right there. Did you see how I went through that little glitch almost in the middle? But it does a really, really good job at stitching those images together. You can adjust that in the app if you want to adjust the offset. If I come out further into the yard and walk across that where the images are stitched, you can see that it's actually substantially better. So the further you are, the better the image stitching gets. You can, like I said, you can adjust that in the camera if you want to fine-tune the stitching. All right, daytime image test. I've got this piece of text right here. It's approximately the size of a license plate. It is not as reflective as a license plate, but we were going to test the image quality and text reading ability of this camera during the daylight hours. I'm going to set this 4K camera that I use to film all my videos right here so we can compare, what this camera sees compared to what the Reolink camera sees. If you notice, I've got these little white markers out here in the lawn. Those are every 10 feet. So we will place the sign at every 10-foot mark and just scrutinize the image quality. The footage you're about to see from the Reolink camera is full quality, 4K directly off the memory card that it's recording directly to. Okay, this is the text reading ability at 10 feet away. This is 20 feet away. This is 30 feet away. This is 40 feet away. And just for fun, 53 feet from where the camera is to where this grass ends. This is daytime image testing, but not direct sunlight anymore. And there we have it at 10 feet. Here is 20 feet. Here is 30 feet. This is 40 feet. And just for fun, 53 feet. As you can see, it's very dark. I do have one light on right over here, but that is the extent of the light. This 4K camera I shoot with has incredibly good low light performance. Before we get into the testing, let me turn the lights on, and you can see how insanely awesome that is in terms of lighting everything up. The entire yard is flooded with light, so it would work very good for a yard floodlight, in addition to the added security it brings with the camera. Okay, this first test is obviously with the floodlights on, and they are turned up to their brightest setting. So that's 10 feet, that's 20 feet, that's 30 feet, there's 40 feet, and just for fun, 53 feet. Obviously the floodlights are off now. We're just testing with the infrared lights on the camera itself. This is 10 feet. This is 20 feet. This is 30 feet. This is 40 feet. And again, just for fun, 53 feet away. So guys, as you saw, there are pros and cons to which kind of lighting you use at night. And it just depends on your priorities and what you're trying to see. But regardless of which light you pick, compared to a lot of cameras out there, Reolink does an outstanding job when it comes to dark night vision. So that's the illumination with the light on its brightest setting, and we'll dim it, and that's it on its dimmest setting. And then you can adjust it anywhere in between. Just slide that up, and you can very granularly adjust the brightness. Let's go ahead and just warm it all the way up if possible. I'm having a hard time filming and moving. There we go. See how much warmer that is? And there's everything in between. When I had it on full brightness and we were doing those tests, it might have been a little overpowering for that text way up close, right? So maybe you're trying to capture text, license plates or whatever, so maybe a dimmer mode would be ideal so you don't get as much reflection. And that's what I'm saying. You get to customize it, the way that you want to. Let's just run through the app here quick. We already saw the siren and the light button. Pushing the little checkerboard next to it allows you to select a different view. Next to that is the settings, the little gear icon, which we're going to come back to. Tapping the three little dots on the side allows us to change the day and night settings. We can specify it black and white versus color or auto. I just like to leave it on auto. Tapping on it again, we have the immersive view. And what this does is shows us all the different cameras in a long list. We have the pause button, and that will pause the streaming, and you hit it again to start it. This toggles your audio from the camera off and on. The next one here allows you to capture a screenshot, and it gets saved, to your phone's camera roll. And then same thing with the little video camera. You're recording a little video that will then be saved to the camera roll. You can change the quality of the stream from clear, which is the highest quality, to fluent, which uses less bandwidth. Pushing the full screen will rotate the view. Down at the bottom, we have the talk button, which we already talked about. In addition to that, we have the playback feature, and this is where we can find all of the footage that's been recorded thus far. Click this bottom left button. It allows you to sort the footage based off of motion or person detection or vehicle detection, animal detection, all these different kind of AI filters, which really helps sift through your footage to find exactly what you're looking for in a very timely fashion. Up at the top right, you have the option to speed up playback up to 16 times or slow it down. The button next to that is to download the portion of the recording that you're sitting on currently. And they have this very cool AI video search feature now. Okay, coming back to the little settings icon, I'm not going to do a ton of in-depth stuff on this just because everyone's going to customize it and make it their own unique thing. But under display here, you're able to move the date and time around. Coming down here to advanced, this is where you can edit your image stitching like I was talking about before. And the brightness and shadows, I leave all this on auto. On sounds here, this is where you can adjust how loud the speaker volume is. You can adjust the quantity of noise reduction and the microphone on the camera itself. On the light mode right here, the status LED is that blue LED that we looked at right at the very first. You can enable or disable that. Then we have our floodlight options, and you can have it stay off unless it detects motion. You can have it kind of dim and change its brightness in auto mode based on the lighting conditions. You can always have it on during the night. You can set it up on a timer, and you can adjust its brightness and its color temperature. And it does have infrared lights, and we'll just leave that on auto as well. Under detection alarm here, you get to specify and customize, your detection settings, which is really handy. You can come down here to camera recording and set up your recording parameters. You can enable push notifications if you want. We can enable or disable email alerts. I'm going to disable that for now. This is the detection settings for when the floodlight turns on. So that's kind of cool. You can have the siren trigger under certain events or whatnot. Time lapse is pretty cool. As the title would imply, it will shoot a time-lapse video. You can encrypt your files. Installation method just goes back through the setup that we went through originally. And then advanced right here, we can share the device. We can enable the login lockout. We can change the password to the camera and the date and time and reboot the device or restore it to factory default. So that's kind of Reolink app in a nutshell. I can tell you from one who's experimented with a lot of different security camera apps, hands down, Reolink's is the best. Out of the ones I've tried, I haven't tried them all yet, but so far, Reolink's is hands down the best and incredibly powerful. I guess I should mention that they do offer, cloud storage if you so desire, but they're not constantly forcing it on you like so many other people. So if that feels a benefit to you, feel free to, subscribe to that, take advantage of it. I don't. I much prefer keeping my data local. Okay guys, sound off down in the comments on what you think of the results of this testing. I've said it before, I think Reolink has fantastic bang for the buck. And I really, really appreciate them not trying to do money grabs and not trying to charge stupid subscription fees. Subscriptions bug me like nothing else. So I'm so happy that they are just letting us keep our own data, record it where we want to locally, and not forcing all this subscription garbage down our throats to make the product even work. And then the fact that it works so well as a piece of hardware is the cherry on top, really. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. I've got links down in the description to Reolink, so be sure and check those out and take advantage of all the sales happening now and coming up. You're truly getting literally like 2 cameras for the price of 1 here, and installation could not be simpler. So check them out, and I'm sure you'll be happy for years and years and years, just like me, with your Reolink stuff. We'll catch y'all next time.